Well, are school supplies too expensive? I would love to hear from you, by the way. 514-790-0800. Yes, if you can believe it. We're almost there. I mean, we're days away from August, and then back to school will hit you sooner than later. And I know for a lot of parents, they're feeling the pinch, right? They're wondering about how much they're going to have to pay for their school supplies come the fall. There's always the list from school, and you want to try and make sure you can get those supplies affordably. So 514-790-0800. I would love to hear your thoughts on school supplies, how you save a buck or two, and maybe a thought about the school supplies you're required to buy. Is it too much? Not enough? Now, with more on this, let's bring in a guest, because every week at this time, we've been taking a look at the costs of common goods and services. So this week, as we tackle school supplies, we're welcoming a familiar name onto the program, if not a familiar voice. Now, Demetra Zoubris, you've heard that name before on this show, normally attached to Jimmy Zoubris, who comes on the Big Five. Demetra is co-owner of Papeterie Zoubris, course, own the shop with your brother, Jimmy. Demetra, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Elias.
So out there on Park Avenue, this time of year, I imagine, as we approach school, it does become busy there, doesn't it?
Oh, it's definitely. This is the most wonderful time of the year for us. Unfortunately, maybe not so much for the parents that are having to shop these supplies.
And I know Big Box chain made that very popular, but I think the spin-off effects come to you as well when it comes to the most wonderful time of the year. So what are you seeing nowadays? Like this time of year, parents come into your shop, they've got the list. When you try and help them and you look at the list, what are your thoughts?
Well, unfortunately, this year there has been about a 15 to 20% increase. So each school list is going to cost an average of about $80 to $90 per child, and it does get costly, because you have to factor in as well textbooks and backpacks and all the extra that comes with it. But what we do is we encourage parents, to save a buck is one. Take advantage of the specials that are out there right now. Don't wait for the last minute because availability won't be there. Avoid dollar store items because although you may save a buck, they're just not going to cut it, and you're going to have to replace those items, at which point it gets so much more costly. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Reuse and recycle certain ring binders and rulers and stuff that, it'll lower your costs. For sure.
Do you find that schools sometimes are too demanding, let's say with brands, or it has to be this exact product? Should there be more leeway, or do you find schools actually do a good job at that?
Overall, it's pretty good. There have been some ridiculous requests where maybe a grade 2 student is required to purchase 10 glue sticks, which is, I don't know. I don't understand the reason for the 10 glue sticks. Uh-huh. I do not think the child's going to go through the 10 glue sticks, quite honestly. But other than that, no, the requests have been pretty okay. And the one thing that the teachers do recommend is to buy quality items because they will last through the year.
And I've heard that from teachers before, too, along the lines of what you were saying before. So let's bring in some callers into this conversation, Demetra. Sure. Christina is in St. Lazare. Hi, Christina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So it says here you work at the Lester B. Pearson School Board?
I do. I'm an integration aide in the classroom for elementary schools.
So what do you want to say on this topic, on the cost of school supplies? What do you want to add?
Well, the cost, I agree that you're better to buy quality supplies. But I think the number one thing that parents need to do is it's always a home and school partnership, and parents need to teach their kids or speak with their kids about the value of their school supplies and the importance of their school supplies, because I can't tell you how many times, and as an integration aide, I can work in everything from a kindergarten class to a grade 6 class, and I see supplies on the floor. I pick up pencils, I pick up calculators, I pick up rulers, and I'll say, is this yours? No, and they can't be bothered, or I'll find something that is labeled. Not all of them are labeled. And I'll say, well, Johnny, this is your pencil. Oh, okay, but they really don't care. They can't be bothered. So just for parents to speak with their their kids about the importance of valuing their supplies, taking good care of them, putting them away, because they use the supplies all year long. And I've seen kids by November that don't have a ruler anymore, or that don't have highlighters, or they've lost their red pencil for correcting. So the supplies are important. They are used, but they have to be valued.
That'll add up, right? If your child keeps losing the item and you have to keep rebuying it. Christina, can I just ask you, do you think it's the amount of supplies that are being asked of students, is it fair and reasonable what's being asked of parents to buy here?
You know what? I'll be honest. I don't necessarily see the supply list. So I know there's probably tissues and Kleenex. Everything that's in the classroom is used. And there are students that have a lot of supplies and all of their supplies, and then there are some that don't have any, and then sometimes they're shared. I do know that they're being used. I don't always see the supply list, though, so I can't necessarily answer that.
Christina, listen, thanks very much for the call and the take from St. Lazare. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let me scooch over to Marie in NDG. Demetra, let's listen to Marie here. Hi, Marie. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You have a question?
Yes, a little bit of a question. My daughter's starting kindergarten, and she is going to a private school. And they sent the school supply list, and it's mandatory to buy it from one of these online companies that gather them together and ship them to you. And just out of curiosity, I went to like Brown Grow, Walmart. It's literally half the price to buy it from those stores. So it's like, I understand the schools are trying to make money, so maybe they make a cut off, but it's literally double the price. Like a box of crayons is $5, and at Walmart it was $1.40.
Marie, so what happens if you just buy it yourself? What happens to you if you don't buy it through that supplier?
So I did email the school, and they told me that they don't allow it. They want you to order from the supplier because they want to make sure that you order the exact same thing that all the students have. But it's not like it's pretty typical stuff. It's not anything that's special that you need to order. You could find it anywhere.
Jeez.
So, I mean, it was a little disappointing. I'd rather them just tell me, like, give $200 more for the school than kind of undercut us with the school supplies. And I found it pretty ridiculous.
True.
That I spent $500 on a kindergarten student.
That's right. I have to agree with that because, unfortunately, with these these orders that are online or whatever that you have to go to straight to one certain supplier, you're not getting any of the advantages of the specials that are out there. So that pack of markers may have a suggested retail of $5.99, but at the moment you can come and get the exact same thing, let's say at our shop, for $3, and that's the problem with the online. I understand that they want all the items to be exactly the same for all the students, and I support that. I think that's very important. But unfortunately, you're not profiting from the specials that are out there that are available to you.
Well, you need competition in order to lower prices, and if there's no competition, they'll just charge you whatever they want. Marie, listen, thanks for calling us. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Okay, there's Marie right there. So, Demetra, listen, I want to ask you, right, because, you're on Park Avenue and Papeterie, Zoubris. You've been around for decades, right? How many years have you been around?
August 1st, it will be 43 years.
Okay, 43 years, right?
Yep.
And I guess it went
family-run business.
Family run, like it went from mom and pop to brother and sister, right?
You got it.
So what I want to ask you is, like, you've got to compete against Bureau Gros and Walmart, and now I guess people go on Amazon all the time. What would you say about competing on price? Do you try on that front? Obviously you're in an area, Park Avenue. You're not in the most, the richest area of town when it comes to the people that rely on you in the neighborhood. So how do you balance all that stuff?
Well, like you said, we've got experience. So we know what the students will need, and we know how to get it at a very low cost for the parents as much as possible. And, for example, Walmart or Bureau Gros will put a duotang, let's say, at 10 cents. Granted, it's a loss leader for them. But we encourage, don't get the 10 cents paper duotang. Go for the 49-cent plastic duotang, which will last throughout the year. And it's still at a reduced price.
Gotcha.
And that makes a difference. And that's where we're competitive. And I think a lot of the parents do appreciate that, they are buying a quality item or a durable item where they don't have to run around and replace these items.
Listen, Demetra, I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning and talking school supplies.
Well, thank you for having me, and I want to wish everyone a happy and safe school year.
And we can find you on Park Avenue. What's the address there on Park Avenue if our listeners want to find you?
5678 Park Avenue.
5678.
And a quick plug, if you want a stress-free back-to-school year, drop off your list, email it to us, fax it to us. We can prepare it. One stop, we call you, you come, you pick it up, it's all done. And we can throw in some free labels with the kid's name on it so that they can identify all their items.
You really have been in business for 43 years. You just said people can fax you. So you've dated yourself there, but I appreciate it. Demetra, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you,
That's Demetra Zoubris, co-owner of Papeterie Zoubris.